Okay, you want to log in into Roll20, give you a link to that. Campaign link. Where was it? Stuff. Where was the campaign link? Should have copied it. There it is. There we go. So, what I still have to figure out is how I broadcast music to you. I know how to do this, but I want to use some music later in the adventure. And I will broadcast this in the TeamSpeak. So,
you could either use a virtual audio cable.
Yeah, I know how
set that up.
how I do this. Yeah, I don't have it set up right now, but
that's
for
okay.
the adventure.
Or
really playing anyway.
you could, if you actually
Everyone's
have
got
a second audio device, which most computers have nowadays, since people use USB sounds.
Yeah.
Is it just me, or is
you could
everyone
actually
going
have the
robots?
sound on your speaker and
Something is
make
doubling
that your microphone as well. There's a way.
So, you guys are joining. Ruben is in.
So Roll20, right?
Yeah, I posted the link in the TeamSpeak. Set my shortcut here.
My account? No. What's my account? There.
There we go. Ruben, Rick P. You can, if you want or if you have, also use your character names in your personal settings here in this session.
Yeah, how do I join the campaign again?
Click on the link I posted
Oh, you posted a link.
and
Right.
log in. And if you want to adjust the name, yes, you go to settings, the little cross gear. There we go. So many windows. I need 5 more screens.
5 more.
Yeah, probably. Okay, then you are in the adventure, and you can see the starting screen, the title that I've posted in the forum as well. So I just want to talk a little bit. Who's posting messengers here? Alright, it's the chat here. Okay, some lags. We have some lags. Okay, you're already smashing dice.
Apparently.
Okay.
He disconnected though.
Back in the street.
See if I can increase the screen to show the dice here. So,
Could you move Pepper back in?
yes. There we go. Welcome again.
Ah, it's better.
Good. So I first want to talk about Shadowrun in general for the new viewers, for our viewers who don't know actually what it is. Shadowrun is a pen and paper RPG system, which means that it is basically a role-playing game. Every player has characters, but also the game world is controlled by a game master who tells a story, puts the players into certain situations where they can play out their characters and post what more than what you want.
You want me
Yeah,
to start
open-
streaming this from our perspective?
Yeah, if you want, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it is role playing, like you know from Skyrim or ESO, to name a few recent ones. But this one has its very own setting, which is Man Magic Machine is the credo of Shadowrun. That is an alternate future where in the year 2022, actually 2060, came magic back to Earth, and it brought with us mutated children, which are now known as metahuman races, like elves, dwarves, and orcs, and also people discovered their ability to use magic. And alongside this, the economy has boomed, and the technology as well. So we have very advanced technology, computers, big networks, and systems that are actually that can be controlled, that control the humans, that control everyday life, and also can be hacked every day. And with magic and the Matrix, the so-called Matrix network in the world, different powers struggle to rule this world now, and that is mainly governments have been replaced by companies, big megacorps, and they are often ruled by magic users or dragons, and yeah, they have a big influence on the world. Living in the future is difficult, even for normal employed people, because the environment has gone to hell, not only to magical changes, but pollution all over the place. So we land in a very difficult time. You can compare this whole scenario mostly with known media to Blade Runner, or even The Matrix, or Ghost in a Shell, yes. Or a little bit Mad Max, but it's not so deserty. And there are different places in this world. It is still the Earth where we can play, and our adventure which by the way is called Who is Jonathan Cloud, plays out in Hamburg, Germany. A big trading city, a trading center of Germany, still in 2070. So, but it is, as said before, controlled by megacorps, and little gangs have their own districts, big slums cross to it. We can get into the history of Hamburg a little bit later. Another question might arise: what is the Shadowrun or a Shadowrunner? That is actually what the players are doing. So every player is a Shadowrunner usually. Could be also, you could also play a corporate employee if you want, but the Shadowrunners are the murder for hire or mercenaries that that usually aim to break open the control by the megacorps, or just fight out gang wars between each other. And a classical Shadowrun could be manipulation of corporation data, or stealing of data, securing a hostage, or just the plain, the little needs for bad men. So, then I got this off of my chest. We can dive into the rule set. What are we going today is actually, besides from talking a bit about the background of Shadowrun, we want to see what characters our players now have found or still need to finish up. And we take a look at the basic rules and try out how we play with this system. This is Roll20. I could probably link this thing if anyone in the chat is interested. This is Roll20, RPG playing system online. It is quite capable of playing different RPG systems, but it's quite a bit of work to get all your resources like images and your cards and characters into it. So I have already prepared a few here. We are currently on a starting screen. Don't know if you can see this on the chat. I will not open this taskbar here, the toolbar here open, because this is a little bit of a spoiler. So, when we're playing with Roll20, basically here is the map, here is a background image or something what you can expect. I will not switch the players, but myself I can just change to this overview, so you guys on the Twitch can see what it looks like when I change here the scene, so to speak. And that's how we roll, basically. Apropos rolling, we have to find the dice setup here in Roll20 again, because the normal dice roll via command might not work. I will look this up anyway. You guys do you want to tell something about your characters, what you got now, or what other basic questions are open yet?
Michiel, you want to go first, or?
Yeah, sure. My character is an orc. I have not decided a name yet, so that is to come.
That is Morland, by the way, if you didn't
Yes.
yet catch it. Yeah, we have 5 players. Josh is not here today, he doesn't have that much time. But okay, go on.
And my orc has worked for a security company under false pretenses, and they discovered that after a while and kicked my character out again. But in the meantime, they gave him a lot of augmentations to his bones and his muscles, and that's expensive, and they want it repaid. So my character is highly physical due to those augmentations as well, but in debt to a security company.
In dire need of cash.
Yes, and that's why my character is Shadowrunning. And if I kick someone, he or she stays down.
Yeah.
That's the basic of my character.
Okay. By the way, Beria in the chat is a friend of mine who already played this adventure, so he already knows what's coming up to you.
Is it safe to be in your stream, or is there a lot of like game mastery stuff going on?
In my stream is a bit of game mastery stuff. I don't have anything open today, but when we're playing, I would suggest you not look at this because it could contain spoilers of the game mastery.
So I guess I'll go next then. I actually made up a name like 10 minutes ago. It's Mr. Prager, I think is how I'm gonna pronounce the name. I'm actually a elf from, I usually live in high society. And my specialization is infiltration and assassination. My specialty is actually a sniper rifle, which I can remote control using a cyber eye. And I'm very good at talking with people.
Nice, nice. So,
AKA the face.
the face.
Yes.
And your rename, or do you want to put your character name here in Roll20?
I think I did. I'm pretty sure I did. Can you see it?
Ah, Prager. Yeah, right.
Yes. That's how you pronounce. Yeah. That's how you spell it.
Okay. Okay, so we have the muscle and this face. What else?
My character is an elf as well. She's a cope monkey. She basically knows a lot about the Matrix and everything that's around it. And she'll be hacking into security systems and stuff like that. She goes by the shadow name of Nea. And I actually have not been really making any more progress on the backstory.
Okay. So, and what have you left? So we will, yeah, we will have to finish up a few characters. Did you have anything yet, Krupa? You had.
Yeah, he had the.
Yeah, that was. I had the assessments.
So Ricky doesn't have a character right now because he.
I only know that I want to be a dwarf with a car, but not much more.
Yeah.
A dwarf with a car.
Yeah.
Dwarf with a car. That's good because I guess for this mission you need a driver. That was something I wanted to speak up anyway. To check your starting equipment, and if you have one driver, does he have enough seats? 5 people? Or do you own, each of you have your own vehicle? So we will have to
I
make
have
this
a
up in
Harley
the group.
Davidson.
That's cool.
That's not for the entire group.
Yes, it is. It clearly is.
Are we all acrobats? Can we balance on one bike?
Yep, we
You
can.
don't have a side spanner.
No, I don't have a side car carriage now.
I don't have my own vehicle now. I'm sort of like a you can see me as kind of like maybe a pretend nobleman, so I don't really drive. I like to be like
Yeah.
I like to be a passenger.
Okay, then. So you can definitely make it out in a group then where who's driving?
I could get a vehicle, but I'm still working on my inventory, most of it,
Yeah.
because I'm really afraid that I'll miss something and be annoyed by it for the rest of the campaign.
Yeah, no problem. And if Ricky wants to be the driver, the dwarf
Oh.
with the car, he could.
Yeah.
I can't place links.
Dwarves are known for their very, very exquisite driving skills.
Let's have a look. There are quite a few
I
tests.
hope we all fit into the vehicle.
By the way, to organize our characters, we have a multi-twitch link.
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. That is multi-twitch if you want GM and player view at the same time.
Sorry, I
And yeah, we can look up what the dwarf could have. Well, if you are the driver, I could think about you definitely need driving skills.
Yeah.
Let's get up. I do have an example for a dwarf, support character, so to speak, a rigger, who even more remote controls his car.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
So, if I could, do you want to look at the stream or should I give you the character sheet? I may be able to upload this. Damn it.
The stream is fine if that's easier.
Yeah, let me just put it here.
But if I wanna check it later, it would be nice to have it on my own
Mhm.
computer.
Mm-hmm.
So I give you a link soon. Copy link. And there you go. There you have a link to the character sheet. And
Okay.
I also have it on my screen open right now. You could go as a driver. You would definitely need a vehicle. For example, a Toyota Gopher. That's a heavy duty
Let's
pickup.
hear the gopher.
It's a Gopher. It's a heavy duty pickup. You could always sit open space there. But actually a van would be more useful. You do have the rule books. I've linked them in the forum before.
Yes.
So we can also take a look there. Vehicle modifications, basic. Vehicle mods, vehicles and drones. Transportation. Vehicle listing. Okay, we have quite few fine choices here. I have too many windows open. Sorry if I can't read the chat all the time.
Scooch, one question. How can I open this with Jimmer?
That is an HTML file. This is just a character sheet with a browser to open. It's HTML.
Okay.
I could also load up the
Oh yeah,
Jammer
I have
file
it.
if you want.
Yeah, I have it.
So it's just for looking at.
Yeah.
By the way, if you chat is wondering, we are using Chumber to open our characters, to create characters. It's a nice program, especially for Shadowrun rule sets. And we are using the rulebooks of the 4th edition, the Arsenal and the Unwired, which gives us more equipment choices and more hacking skills, abilities. And in the Arsenal I can see something really tasty here. How do you like that rover model 2068. That is where is it in the list? Ah, a cheap thing, 25,000 new yen. Has an mediocre.
Oh, that's a nice fan.
It's a nice van. Could also take a Hermes van. Where is this listed? Hermes van, GMC. That is 45,000. Doesn't have much more speed. How many seats do we have?
In young.
That should be written down here.
Falcon. Huh.
Similar models. Off-road suspension, passenger protection 2, anti-theft system 2.
Hovercraft.
The Rover. If you don't like Rover, you can also take a RE's Humvee Civic or a Toyota Coaster.
Huh?
Yeah, the Arsenal has quite a few good choices for vehicles. Or you take a Buffalo, which is a bus.
Just a regular bus, a city bus.
Just a city bus.
Why not?
Yeah,
Oh,
for
oh,
quick
I don't
getaways, that
do
sounds
that.
like the best option.
Yep.
Yep.
I think the Buffalo is actually an armored bus. The Vista is the regular bus.
Yo, I'm not getting in a regular city bus, okay? It has to be a very, very neat car.
Yeah, the Arsenal also offers a Zugmaschine, a truck for heavy loads, or boats and jets. But the Rover is still within availability. They are all pretty available. Cars are not as forbidden as weapons. So,
And what does every Shadowrunner need as like standard gear?
as
You were talking about an
standard
earpiece before, but you know.
Yes, standard gear. I think we stick a bit with gear talk right now. It's a bit easier to get in with that, so people understand what we're handling with. I would say anything armored clothing, like a armored jacket or armored vest, at least. Your weapons of your choice, of course, and basic gear would be you need a comlink. A comlink. Do I have it here? I, for example, have on this character Mangune Deva. Yeah, that's a comlink operating system. Yes, you need the comlink, an OS for this, and maybe a software suite if you want to do a few things with software. I've also talked about the hacking, which should be interesting for Goombas. That you need a few programs and double copies of it if you want to run them simultaneously, like 2 copies of hacking. But usually you can buy a software suite. There you have your basic editing programs, commands.
Yeah, I have that one. I have the Pro user.
Browsing for searching, yes. And
I also have, let's see, I have the Hamus icon. I guess that's my com link. Yes, it's my com link.
yes.
Iris Orb is my operating system.
Hmm?
And I have a micro transceiver and the Pro user suite.
Right.
Other than that, I have nothing yet.
So
Because I have
yeah.
no idea what else to get.
Yeah, you can take a look at Unwired in the section for hacker software. Software that is new Autosofts. Autosofts is also interesting for Krippe. You said you had a remote controlled sniper rifle. Remote controlled units usually have an autosoft on them that tells you what it can do. So
New matrix action.
New software. Yeah, there's quite a few software choices also in Unwired. That is corrupt, hacking, or nuke.
That's
a
not,
digital nuke.
for me, that's not a good thing. That there's more options.
More
at this point.
Confusion. Yeah.
So we stay in the basic rulebook. Basically, you can look at street gear.
Because I already have no idea what to pick, and if there's more to pick from, it only gets more confusing.
Yeah. Damn it, where is it? Wireless and connectivity arsenal.
I first need armor.
Fencing gear, concealing gear.
Armor I've taken care of.
Street gear.
What's a normal armor?
Oh, damn it, where's software? Data chips and software. Skill soft, active soft, no soft, air software, anachrotic sticks.
The availability needed to be high or low?
Needs to be low, and I would only allow a few forbidden items, that is F, at the start, and a few restricted items marked with an R.
Yeah.
Why don't I see the actual hacking software right now?
What's capacity on armor? What does that do?
Capacity on the armor?
Yeah.
How many like armor mods you can apply to it, I think?
Yes, that is armor mods. So you can have a thermal improving or stuff like.
I will go with a lined code.
I will look up.
I have an armor jacket over a form-fitting half-body suit.
Odd lifestyle? Ooh. Middle right? Roommates.
I'm just looking up the software. Like we can find the choices for that. Matrix programs. Matrix programs in Jama, if you look it up. That is the category. There you find analyze is useful.
Matrix programs.
Oh yeah, this is not complicated at all.
The wipe,
No.
the firewall, the nuke. You will have to look up what they actually do in the rulebook then, but you can search on your PDFs, I hope. So if we want to know what is an exploit,
This game is not a complicated inventory part at all.
Yeah.
What are you saying? Also, grappling rules in Dungeons and Dragons are
Exploit.
easy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Is it useful for non-hackers to have a firewall?
Okay, almost everyone of the basic characters seems to have the analyze program, so I guess I need this one.
Yes, page 233 lists them all in the basic rulebook.
Programs.
There you can find scam, data bomb, blackout, exploit, for example. Yeah, exploit is basically you make a hacking test on the fly, a short, small test. It's a short on the fly action, so to speak. And it just reveals you weaknesses when successful.
Okay. So I guess I need that. But what's with the level? The rating?
That determines the price. I think actually adds to the pool.
It increases capacity.
230. There we go.
Also, exploit is one of those restricted items.
Coding, building hardware. Do you also have electronic warfare as a skill?
Yes, I have 9 points in that. I don't know. It's part of the was it tracking
Matrix action,
group?
free action.
So I have it.
Free action, simple action.
Wait, I'm wondering. My character.
Issue a command, basically. Should be hacking on the fly. Hack on the fly, exploit. Yeah, the rank of your exploit plus your hacking skill determines your pool for the exploit action. Is an extended test.
I'm wondering if I shouldn't pick the biotech skill group instead of the influence skill group. Since influence is all about talking and we already have someone who does that.
Yeah, if you want to use some.
And biotech is cyber technology, first aid and medicine. I don't know, might work.
Yeah, I would actually say something to the viewers about the skills and how we use them. To make a test in this game, we roll a pool of dice, and that pool is determined usually by our skill that we have, plus the assigned attribute like logic, intelligence, agility, and so on. These are listed here under the body. And in combination of these two, we get a pool. And in case of programs, we, like here for hacking, we combine the program plus the skill. So you just get a better, for example, you get a better pool if you have a higher level program using. And we can actually make some test rolls. I wanted to figure out the rolling again anyway. There was a dice tool. Do you have the dice roller in? Do you see it? Can you open the dice roller in Roll20?
Yeah. Could do.
There we select. We do one roll. D6. We don't have any multipliers usually, we just have a pool of, we just have to change the roll number. So I would make now a pool of 8, and I would say the target number is 4. Exploding should be none, or we have to test this again. And we want to get above 4. So 5 and 6 on the d6 is a success. So let's roll this. Is that a realistic success? No, that didn't right count. You see that didn't count the successes, right? 1, 2,
Nope.
3, 4. It counted the 5s, right? That's more like it. So 5 plus is a success. And we don't use the compounded option there because this messes up the rating. You see that? Compounded does something weird with where it combines to a 9 there.
Yeah.
That shouldn't happen. So this
It's
is
a
more realistic.
single exclamation point, right? That's exploding.
Yeah. Just explode none. How was it initiated here? So if you want to use it, then basically the command is this, where x is slash roll, x is the number of dice, your pool. And since only the pool size is relevant, we don't have to respect any other modifiers. And we roll these against each other.
But 6 is another dice, right?
Yes, the d6 is set, and 5 and 6 are successes.
But I thought then when you roll a 6, you can roll another dice and then add that to the result. I mean, like, add another dice to your pool.
No, actually no.
Okay.
That would be a bit overkill. I'm just opening the rules for other types of tests we can make. For example, if we have an extended test, not an extended action, an extended test, these are just tests on a skill, would be rolled like that, or weapons. An extended task would be if you have to fulfill a task which needs, for example, 12 successes, and you want to finish it within the next 3 playing hours, in-game hours. And I would say each interval for this test is 1 hour. That means for in 3 hours you have 3 intervals. You can roll your pool 3 times, and all successes will be piled up, will be counted. As soon as you reach 12 successes, you have done it, this task. And there might be something like this happening. Oh, damn it, where's the page? Is it even called extended task? I'm not so firm with the English terminology of it. So we are basically on the rules, game concept, edge, meta, humanity, blah blah blah, nope. Game concepts should be here. Making tests. Dice pools. Attribute only tests. These are the simple ones. Just your attributes. When we test. Attributes are actually made if you don't have a skill. If your skill is 0. Like for instance, this guy has 0 in chemistry. He would just have to take logic and I would say intelligence combined to get the pool. Or can we... Yeah, you can pick 2 separate attributes. But you get -2 every time you don't have the ability. So it would be logic plus intelligence -2 on the pool would give him 7, would give him a pool of 5 for this test because he doesn't have chemistry. And if you have at least the skill activated, it's always better because the -2 on the pool is quite hefty. So buying skill groups is actually very good to activate a few skills. That gives you at least a role in it.
Oh wait, Ooh. My character is probably not that good at this point.
So what should we talk?
Maybe take a point in athletics then.
Dice pool modifiers, long shots.
Skill points remaining -61. That does not sound like something that's reasonable.
It's really not much. Do you have equipment? Yeah, because you need some building points for your starting money.
Okay, I need to figure out how I'm going to fix it.
Yeah, that's actually very important in the character creation. We do have one who fakes his living lifestyle. Is it actually faked or bought your high class lifestyle?
I think that's...
What?
Yeah, Krippel, you said you had a high class lifestyle.
That's correct.
Is it or faked?
Yeah, I bought it. It's 10k.
Ooh. 10k. 1 month. 10k.
Yes.
That's
Okay.
expensive.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta. It's worth it, you know. It's just how my character rolls. It's you know, high class or nothing.
Okay.
If you buy me a limousine, I'll drive it for you.
Yeah, actually, my starting new one is 100. So, you know, it's all in the apartment, and that's it. And of course, my variety of rifles.
So how much did you spend into it then?
I have a total of 15 build points into money.
Nice.
15?
15, yes.
That's not a loss.
50, I think.
I have
15. 15.
50.
Or 15.
because I have 50.
High equipment.
Yeah, my BioWare. It's kind of expensive.
Yeah. Just
Mainly my rating 3 Ortho skin, which is 90,000.
Just take a look at this character. He has 6 drones and a vehicle. Yeah. That was a starting investment. So, I wanted to look up how the terminology is. Rule of 6. Okay, I just found it what you meant with the rule of 6, so to speak, where a 6 gives you a reroll. That only applies if you use edge in your pool.
Yep.
You all have an edge attribute on your character. You can use up to these many bonus dice in any pool you want within the game to get a little bit edge, so to speak. And if you get a 6 within a pool where you used edge, then you can reroll.
Okay.
It makes some tests really, really improvable. But you can only use that many edge as you have. You might regain edge while playing. Actually, you found this in the rules the last day. You might gain edge if I'm nice, if I like you. If you got 4 more successes on a test, then you actually need it. Then you can get some edge back, but never more than is your base. So use it up in a run. You get it back anyway to the next run.
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, I might have some questions later regarding my equipment, because I actually have a number of weapons, actually 2 weapons that I carry on me that I've given. Let me look it up right now. I've given them ceramic components, but ceramic components are forbidden. So with these ceramic components, I actually have quite a bit of forbidden items. So I don't know how we want to balance that out. So we should probably discuss that later.
Okay. Yeah, forbidden item is not that big as a problem. If you have it on your weapon though, I think ceramic gave you the ability that it isn't spotted by detectors, right?
Yeah, correct, yeah.
But it is probably, if you don't camo it, it's probably seen that it is ceramic. So on naked eye observation, a guard could hold you on for that because it's forbidden.
Yeah, but they're like, I have armor with, my armor is, let me look it up. It's from the arsenal. It's the synergistic long coat. It's basically a very stylish long coat with some, you know, but it's somewhat armored. It has a ballistic of 7 and an impact of 4.
Can you hide the weapon?
But it has, yeah, it has already a concealable holster.
Ah, okay. That's okay. Nice then. As long as it is in the concealable holster and you don't, pick it right out in the open.
No,
That's the thing.
it's basically like the plan for my character is to have one gun hidden in his basically in his arm with a hidden gun arm slide, and another small gun basically tucked away somewhere on his ankle or something.
Okay. Can you tell me how many forbidden items you all have, or items of availability 20?
I had some high availability ones, but I switched them back down again because Beliar said so in my chat.
Yeah.
Everything's 12 or lower at the moment.
I think, yeah, 20 is nothing you can get at start. You can get forbidden items as start items, but not the 20 ones or anything like that.
Alright, fair enough. I'll probably switch them to a somewhat lower rating or something.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
Because those are my only basically only the ceramic components are availability 20. The rest is lower.
Yeah, my muscle augmentation and toner were availabilities way too high.
Yeah, you will have to work in-game to get these.
But I have nothing forbidden. I have only like normal or restricted, nothing forbidden.
Okay, that is good. Restricted is okay. You might not be able to enter some areas with it or not show it openly.
But the restricted things I have are BioWare. Are they even like detectable easily?
No, I don't. It makes then a much difference. Only if your essence is low and they are dripping out.
No, my essence is fine. Almost 4. You can actually see on my stream if you have it open.
I'll open this on the other screen here.
Because I think all of the BioWare I have are just inside the body.
Okay. Yeah, you can give me your character sheets later anyway, but I think we had some characters to finish, and Goombas said me before he doesn't have too much time. Do you still have any direct questions open? I guess for your matrix programs and hacking stuff, you can now look at my Shaman character. Did I send you that?
I did not see it.
No.
I'll be right back real quick.
I'll link you this here. That is a hacker character of one of my friends.
Oh my god, this is... I guess I need to download this because it actually gives me code. I don't want code, I want... There, character. Ha!
Can you see it on a stream?
I see it now, probably.
There. I just have a little bit smaller stream window than usual.
T usability pools? Or skill pools? Wow.
Okay.
Goat Slinger? Yep, he has that. Has in our standard, I also have that. Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Yes.
should be seeable on the screen. I have
Except for a comlink, is there anything else we really need as Shadowrunners?
Except for some link, yeah. Where have we started with basic here? I guess medkits. And Gesundheit. What else do we have? There was, medkit. I have here one. A microtrans receiver.
Microtrans receiver.
Yes, that is basically just a clip-on microphone which helps you communicate in a group over a bit distance.
Micro transceiver, I have it.
Yes. If you want, if you are the stealthy guy, you can put some mods in that, like audio enhancement or sound filter, which actually allows you to spy on some sounds. But there's also very much other hardware for that. So your comlink has operating system and the software on it. Best is suit, pro suit or normal suit. You could need a flashlight somewhere, maybe on your weapon attached. Yeah, what else do we have here? Enough ammunition for your guns, of course.
Athletics is the skill group I want to have 1 point in.
If you want to play really fancy, there is a tip for you, Kruppe. Get a dog wagon contract.
Okay.
That is drive-by medics, basically.
Where can I find that?
You find it in the dog wagon contract. Is actually a category on Chama.
I see, yeah. Actually have the money for that. Nice. I'll take a basic.
A basic service. Let's look it up. That's actually quite funny. Dog wagon. That is.
He's got augmented reality gloves.
Augmented reality gloves. Yeah.
Think the movie with Tom Cruise. I think.
Yeah.
What was it called again? Minority Report?
Probably.
Think like Tony Stark.
Do I need those?
If you have an augmented reality headset or a device where you use augmented reality, that is not the Matrix. That is actually augmented reality simulation. When you go into something like that, then you need it. If you don't go into the Matrix, you don't need it. You just have your avatar there.
I have no idea where to spy toys. No, that's not part of spy toys.
Where's the dog
Stupid
wagon?
categories. Can I just Google this? Air. Air gloves here. Comlink accessories. Blah. There. He has a standard cred stick. That might help.
Yeah,
I have a cred stick.
cred sticks are basically somewhere you store your money in. That's your
There.
purse.
I have a standard cred stick as well now.
Find it in the rule book.
He has a license for his weapon? I guess? No?
Yeah, if you have a restricted weapon, you need a license for it.
Okay. Ammunition might also work, but I still don't have a
Yes.
weapon. I need a weapon,
And
I guess.
did you pick up a sin? Because no, there's actually a quality. That's not an equipment piece. You
Yeah,
can
Scrooge, I gotta go.
I have a suit.
okay.
And
Yeah,
I
me
think,
too.
Yeah. Kripper, what are you doing?
I think I'll join you guys. Sure.
Okay, so we three
Yeah.
are going to go get some dinner before the shops close.
Yeah, okay. So,
We have 20 minutes. Alright, I'll be
Thanks for
back
the
later.
information.
yeah, you can pass me on your characters later if you want, and I will also take a look at them.
Yeah, we'll do.
If you need any help, we will be online today a bit.
Yeah, and if there's any
But
questions,
there
I
might be,
can
yeah.
ask over Steam or something, right?
Yes.
Comlink.
Okay,
Okay,
my
then.
stream is also going offline, so goodbye.
Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Uh,
So, Gumbos, jetzt ist you and me. You still seem to be a bit confused because hacking is not as it used to be.
This is not easy.
Yeah, it actually
He has. I'm just looking at his program list.
program list from
Yes.
Samael, yes, I had him open here.
It's kinda large. Agent, analyze,
Analyze, attack, sensor.
Yeah, but
analyze.
do I need all of these?
Yeah, for your matrix actions, you can look up in the rulebook, in the basic rulebook. That is Wild World matrix actions. And if you read the descriptions there, like you want to transmit a phrase to the system, or yeah, if you analyze an icon or node, deactivate the program, encrypt or control a device, you see in brackets behind this what action this is, what program it uses. You need a command program, you need a
Simple
scan.
actions, here we go. Analyze, compiling? I don't have... But
By the way, do you actually have electronic warfare as well?
yes, I have it.
Yeah, that is your hacking actions and stuff like this, your skills, logic skills. I have to open these to show to the chat what we're actually talking about. These are for your computer stuff, the logic skills. And electronic warfare is more interaction with drones and automated systems, but you can hack them and then give them some orders. You need electronic warfare for that. If you want to hack into a computer and get some data, you need hacking and then editing programs and maybe first an analyze program to find the nodes that are around you. Then hacking, keep the hacking program running, maybe use an editing program to camera loop.
So, for hacking I need one of those
I
weird
would
programs.
say we don't have to make it too difficult. I just offered the options if because hacking is quite of a part in this adventure. I would offer the options if you want to take something out of the unwired rulebook or extended rules for that. But we can also make it very simple if you want. We just
I'd rather start out simple for
Yeah.
now, and maybe during the campaign or during the thing, get more programs or something if I need them.
try more actions to play. Yeah.
Just have the basics that I'm not like stuck at every corner. But
the basics
I
say
don't
is
mind if I get stuck at a point and need to get another program. That's kind of part of a story. But if it's like, yeah, I want to do this, yeah, but you needed your scan program to even do anything and you don't have it. Oh,
yeah, I would
that's
say
kind of.
you should
I wouldn't mind to be able to see what I should do or something and then miss one specific thing. But
Yes. Then I would say you definitely need analyze, a sniffer, hacking program, and editing program. Sniffer is also very useful. That is just not finding nodes, just watch the just look at the current transfers going around.
Okay, so I have
And system, there is a system software somewhere.
Yeah, there's system, but you need to give it a value or something. Sniffer, I guess rating 2 would be fine. How much did this guy have on this sniffer? What's the sniffer in German?
The Sniffer is aufspüren würde es vermutlich.
Okay, yeah,
would
he
be
only
aufspüren.
has level 1, so I'll take level 1 as well. There.
Yeah.
System is in there as well, but you need to add something to it.
System? As a program itself?
It's a program. System is a matrix program.
Why don't I see this? It's a bit... the rulebook is, I must add, not the finest of all rulebooks.
Oh, I don't think it's in Jammer. I don't know if it's in the rulebook.
Street Gear, Ad Gear, Matrix programs.
Wait. System is a page 222 on the base rulebook.
Base rulebook 222. That is actually helpful that the rulebooks are assigned here. 222. There we go. Signal system. Users. Now, system is actually not a program. It's an attribute of your devices and you combined.
So
That
I
is-
actually need. I need this? Or.
The system is not a program. You don't actually have to buy it. I don't know why it's listing here as a program everywhere. System is an attribute that combines out of.
Oh, I might be able
On
to
your
just
device, it should be already listed on your comlink. Your comlink basically has system 0.
Yep.
If you add an OS, it gets 3. If you then have a program running like... I don't have that much programs. Maybe... editing? No. You see that Samuel has some programs that also give, in brackets behind it, there is system... okay, this is his thing. He has system 6 on his Novatec Navi. That is his comlink. Your comlink determines this attribute. And it's the basic attribute that gets combined with all the matrix skills.
I'll probably take decrypt as well. Sounds like something I could need.
Yeah, that is reading data.
Encrypt, I won't be taking that.
Yeah, that is hiding data for yourself.
I don't think I need this at the moment. I could take corrupt just to be annoying.
Analyze, browse. Do you have browse? Should be in your software suite, in your pro suite.
Yes,
it should have a browse, yeah. This is just surfing on the web, searching for stuff.
I have exploit? Yes.
Diffuse ECCM.
Rack might be nice as well.
ECCM might actually be useful as well. That is.
I see. ECCM. Yes.
Yeah, that is jamming a connection.
Oh, yep. Taking that.
Electronic countermeasures.
I'm kinda running out of money, but I think my lifestyle already subtracted the... Yes, it does. Okay. I'm getting low on money and I don't have a weapon yet.
So we look up a weapon, or what
I also
weaponry
still need
did you skilled now for?
I don't know.
Can you give me your character sheet? You should be able in Jammer to file export. No, not Disney. File save as. Nope. Where is it? Print. Yeah, use the print option. Use the print option and you can select the full Shadowrun 4 sheet.
Shadowrun 4. Save as HTML.
And then save as HTML.
Yes, and I've got it here.
Yeah, then we can. Then I can take a look at this closer the other days. Alright, now see what skills we have.
Nope, I'm not opening that.
So
I sent you the link to my character.
link. Have this open on the other screen. And open them here. So let's have a look. We do have weaponry, active skills. I actually like, you can also look up if we export it as Shadowrun with grouped skills, then you find the weapon skills easier. But I see
Group
heavy
skills
weapons
by rating?
not much. Yeah. Then you find your best skills easier. Attribute, what it's high.
Uploaded now.
Software 9.
Combat active skills.
5. You have everywhere 5. You're very broadly with these active skills. You even have dodge 5. Did you have agility, acrobatics or something like that?
I put 1 point in acrobatics. So just to have that.
Forgery, gunnery. It's artisan, computer clubs. Data search.
I actually still have 9 build points remaining. Yay!
Nice. You could. Pistols is not your best. You are almost the same with every weapon. You could now decide with your points left if you want to specialize one, or if you want to go for a specific weapon. Tracking. I don't see any weapon that is 5 yet.
I'll put points in pistol.
Pistol
There.
could be at.
Will be at 6 if I add 2 points. So
you can also not just increase the skill, specialize in active skill like that. You could, for example, say
specialize in revolvers.
Specialize it on revolvers. Then you get automatically 2 dice more in your pool if you use a revolver.
The problem with that is that I have 1 build point. I'm 1 build point short to make that like really effective. I think. No, I have 3 build points remaining.
Can't you get the specialization for that?
I'll just use those 3 build points or something else. I took a specialization.
Get computer com.
Ah, darn it. It's so expensive to increase a skill. Takes 4 build points.
Yes. Yeah, but you're skilled very broadly. I don't see anything where you have.
I'll just leave the
Nothing.
3 build points then.
Attribute, pool. Medicine 8 is very useful software. 9 software. 9 data search. Hacking hardware. Yeah, now you have pistols at 4 and specialized.
I have pistols at 5 and specialized.
Okay, that should be enough. Yeah. Got electronic warfare, pretty good pools for your electronic and hacking stuff. That should help. And don't worry, I'm not the guy to pressure on the rules too much. I prefer a fluid game more than we looking up any strange rulings. It's actually fun if you can utilize such a big rulebook and rule set and yeah, make it work. But we don't need to get so detailed. We rather tell a good story. And we probably don't do this by going through the rules all the time. Okay, then you need a weapon, you need a revolver.
Apparently. Can I get one for free?
Yeah.
Revolver. A vibro sword? What?
A vibro sword. That's the good stuff. But you need blades for that. Gear listing. Melee weapons. Projectile. Firearms. We do have to offer the Colt Manhunter, popular by law enforcement. The Remington Room Sweeper or the Ruger Super Warhawk. The Ruger Super Warhawk is actually a real beast. Where's the listing for that? It counts as heavy pistols, machine pistols. Yeah, heavy pistols.
Which one?
The Colt Manhunter, the Remington
Yes.
Room Sweeper, or the Ruger Super Warhawk. The last 3 on the heavy pistols. Revolvers are heavy pistols. Can you actually see that on the chat?
They
don't
are
know if I'm
restricted.
zooming here.
So,
Yeah, you need a license for that. Or you could just hide them very well.
so where can I get this license?
The weapon licensing. Gear legality. A legal item can be purchased. It should be available as an option on Chama, directly with the weapon. If you choose it on Chama, street gear, weaponry. Other weapon, like heavy pistols.
I'll add a silencer to this thing. No, I won't. I don't have the money to add it. I probably don't even have the money to buy ammunition.
Add accessory. Oh, licenses are under gear. They are under basic street gear.
Basic street.
LLLL licenses.
I don't see a basic street gear.
Your gear beside the weapon tab in Jammer.
Yeah?
Purple gun accessories. Yeah, there should be. Where's the license? Damn it. I think RFD, some strange category. ID and cred sticks. ID. ID. There we have something. Fake license. They only have fake licenses in here. Huh? That's weird. But let's take fake license. It's okay.
Yeah, I've got a fake license. For my Cold Manhunter. There.
Cold Manhunter. The good stuff. Yeah, that's a nice weapon. Yeah, Belia, or we take a monofilament sword.
I need to go do stuff as well.
Okay.
Sorry, I can't continue.
Yeah, I guess we'll meet again with the others to complete. If you could send me your character sheet you already have, I can check up the setup. We'll do this
wait, I'll
following week.
send it again, I'll make a new print. With the new changes.
Okay. You can also still take a look at Samael, what he has, and I will check the characters for their complete, if they are complete, and then let's see, maybe next week we can finish all up and start in about 1 or 2 weeks.
Yep.
Maybe we can already do an intro or something like that. It is, for the viewers, going to be a 4-part adventure, and each part will take some hours playtime. So we might use some weekends for that. I will stream at my usual time, which is 5 PM CET right now, Saturday and Sunday. So probably next week more rules and finishing it up, and maybe then we can start.
I'm gone, Scrooge.
Okay then. Bye.
Bye.
So, and for the viewers, I guess I'll be packing it together. We will have our talk and, as you heard, finish up our characters, so we can start probably, hopefully soon. Until then, I wish you a good evening. And I'll end the stream here.